TVweb.com.
So I wanted to begin by just asking you, how did you get involved in the project? You knew Robert previously and he came to you and talked about it?
Right, so I worked with Robert Townsend on a series I did called South of Nowhere. It was on the end, and we did 3 seasons of that, and he directed several episodes. And I got the call from my agent to audition, of course, just like the rest of us, and then I saw he was a part of it. So, I mean, you know, when you audition, you hope you get the part, and obviously hadn't worked with him before. I was like, please, because he's so good, and it worked out.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about the character you play, the role, and how you've been sort of creating that.
Wow. Well, Lupe, if you haven't seen any of it, she starts she's a single mom. She has 2 kids, a girl and a boy from 2 different guys. And in the beginning, she's a little bit lost. She's not being the greatest mother. She's kind of focusing more on herself, not prioritizing, and she has a lot to learn. And Mike the Do-Right, Mike is played by Leon, one of the baby daddies. He is so essential to her life and to those kids because he tries to, you know, focus her and try to, you know, show her love and say, you know, you can do this, but Lupe kind of has other things and another baby daddy kind of on her mind. So I feel that's her biggest struggle in the beginning, and then she gets a scare, a lump in her breast, and then we don't know what happens with that because it's going to be more talked about in season 3, but I feel like that kind of becomes like a little bit of a reality check for Lupe to kind of realize, listen, you gotta figure out what you want here and really know what's important.
Could you talk about the social issues that the show deals with, how Robert and the writer sort of deal with them in an entertaining but yet, of course, informative way?
Right. There's so many issues. Obviously, the health issues, things from getting a GED to learning how to do a resume to figuring out how do I do an interview. You know, what do you say? All kinds of different things. Violence, abuse, alcoholism. Cheryl L. West is such an amazing writer that everything's presented so it's like real, you know, slice of life, very real. And because on PSE.TV, because of the toolbox that you have, I mean, it's so helpful because I feel like people aren't afraid to feel like they might have a question about something or they don't know something. It's very opening, and it kind of gives you hope. You know, that you're like, okay, well, if I don't know how to do this, now I have help, and you don't have to be afraid, and, you know, these people are going through it.
Do you feel that aspect of the show, obviously you wouldn't be able to do that in that same way on TV or certainly in film. The internet provides access to be able to do that type of, you know, multimedia sort of format. Do you feel that for this show especially that's really a rewarding characteristic?
Definitely rewarding. I think not only are we able to tell all these different stories with these characters, the fact that, I mean, I feel like when you make TV and when you get the opportunity to have such great material, you already hope that you can inspire or help, you know, your viewers or your fans. But the fact that they literally can, you know, go seek help, it's revolutionary. There's really nothing like that right now, and I hope it just inspires kind of more, like, you know, it just doesn't have to be funny. I mean, you can really help people and change their lives.
Yeah. As an actress, was there any adjustment at all for shooting for the internet as opposed to film, or is it all just cameras and actors and it's the same thing?
It's totally the same thing, especially because I had worked with Valery before. No, it's same cameras, same sets, same cut, same crafty, and
is it a little quicker because it's so sort of time and money, and it's just more fast-paced, almost like an independent film?
Well, yeah, it's definitely quicker in the, I mean, we shoot in like 2.5 weeks kind of thing, maybe 3 was last season. So that's definitely quicker. But everything else is really the same. And then the caliber of the actors we have on this series, I mean, I haven't been on a show that has this much talent. And
I mean, you're really working with some legends here. I mean, not only, I mean, Robert is a legend in his own right, but, you know, Billy D. Williams, Diane Carroll, Richard Roundtree. It's amazing. Is it, do you have scenes with all of them? Do you interact with all those characters?
Let's see, so I didn't work with Diane last season, but I got to work with Irma P. Hall, and she's amazing in her own, everybody else I have worked with, and it's one of those things that, like, looking outside in, I'm just like, oh my goodness, you only get so lucky, so I feel
is there anything you've been able to learn from them?
Everything.
Right, obviously, yeah.
Everything. I think working with, and like Robert said it before, everybody has their different techniques and their different ways to approach a scene or a character. So that's been the most exciting thing to learn, because I've kind of been able to grab a little bit from here and soak in some of this and hope to only be half as good as what they already are. I'm lucky.